Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you are at Eureka Street Crypto. Kind of dropped the hub. I just made it too long. Anyway, it's not a hub because it's just me sitting here talking about crypto in the morning. And this is my morning show, aka slash video blog. And I broadcast every single morning, early in the morning, before the day starts, because this is my time to jump into crypto. And this is my video blog documenting my progression in the crypto space and everything that I'm learning and doing and using and stuff like that because every single day there is something new. I listen to podcasts and I read articles every single day, and I believe that it helps, yes, to listen and read those things, but it also helps to try to articulate those things outside of yourself. And sometimes it comes out great, and other times it just sounds terrible. So this is my video blog. I don't edit it. It's all raw, and I upload it as is. So you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of me journeying through this crypto space. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not shilling anything. I'm not your teacher, man. All right, and I'm not creating instructional videos. So you can cringe, laugh, cry, or whatever you want to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, however you want to treat this. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing it. So, all right, let's see here. Let's look at the old CoinGecko chart and see what we got going on. Bitcoin 64,191.33, Ethereum $4,650. They've been kind of hovering right here in the past week or so. That's really good. It means they're kind of finding a good establishment. Not that I'm like a TA guy or a technical analysis guy. I mean, you don't come to me to watch charts, that's for sure. Sometimes I barely even talk about the charts. Sometimes I spend a little too much time sitting here kind of scrolling through it. But what I'm really looking for more than anything, and not really doing technical analysis and trying to find cups and handles and wicks and all that other crap, I'm really just kind of looking for daily patterns or just long-term patterns. And that's why I look at something every single day, which is also kind of why back in the old days, whenever we had newspapers, I would get a newspaper sometimes just to get the baseball stats and look at the stats, and then watch each division's bracket and the teams in them go up and down and stuff like that. Just to see where they're at for one, and kind of get an overall feel. But yeah, I'm kind of an overall feely guy, and I like to know general large macro patterns of things. If I can watch this and look at this every single day, and this is the first thing that I start with, I get to recognize specific patterns. For instance, I noticed that like quant kind of tends to move opposite to the market. I don't know. There's just a lot of different things that you can notice about some specific currencies. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to linger too long on that. Bitcoin, okay, 64, Ethereum, $40,650. Binance Coin, 617.86. I don't really love Binance Coin, but it is what it is, and it's number 3. Tethered, stablecoin, Solana, 227.97. Cardano, 203. XRP, $1.18. Polkadot, 45.84. USDC is a stablecoin. The Doge and Sheebs are 10 and 11. That makes me cringe that meme coins are number 10 and 11. It just shows to me how young the space is. That memes are up there right alongside really sound amazing projects. So it is what it is, right? Chainlink, which I think should be way up there, is down here, and it's basically the plumbing and the Oracle, which funnels the data from the real world to the blockchain, and it's going to be used in pretty much everything. There are some other oracles out there. There's Band Oracle. There's there's a like Teller. Is Teller the oracle? I don't know. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. All right. So where was I going today? I talked about Axie Infinity a little bit yesterday in Crypto.com, or that was a couple days ago. I've been really seeing a lot about ENS domains, obviously, because the airdrop. And ENS domain is ens.domains. And as you can see on my Twitter account, it's eurekajohn.eth. I should probably, that's just my Twitter handle you type in. But if you see it on Twitter, the actual handle part is eurekajohn.eth. And so I have this ENS domain. So, and if you ever wanted to send me crypto for some reason or another. I'm not asking for donations. I don't do that. I don't bump money, man. I got a job. Although I don't know how long I'm going to have a job. Yeah, if you ever want to send me money, like crypto, like Ethereum, you would just type in eurekajohn.eth, and that's the amazing thing. And this was like kind of at the beginning of websites, when they created our domain names and stuff like that to substitute for all the numbers that were originally there for IP addresses for websites. They put in, skateboarding.com, and somebody didn't have to type in all those numbers and didn't have to try to remember those. They just had to remember skateboarding.com and they could go there. So now, instead of having to remember my long hash address or my long, crypto address, which is long, I only know the last three letters of a couple of mine, and I have like 10, crypto addresses. So now I have this ENS domain, and because I registered and bought this ENS domain a while back, they recently did this airdrop, and a lot of people are sitting on between 5 to 10 grand from this airdrop that came because ENS received a lot of Ethereum and basically money from people buying this, and they see themselves not as a company but as a public good. So they decided to give all that money back to the Ethereum community who had bought the domains. So yeah, and I think that shows a lot about the Ethereum community. It shows a lot about crypto and people involved in crypto. Yeah, sure, we're shadowy super coders, but we're a strong community, right? So one name for all your addresses. No more copying and pasting long addresses. Use your ENS name to store all your addresses and receive any cryptocurrency token or NFT. Decentralized websites launch censorship resistant decentralized websites, and I like censorship resistance. That's why I broadcast on float.app, which is what I'm doing right now, flote.app, and it is a censorship resistant website and streaming platform that is a social media platform, kind of like cross between Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, that is being it runs on the IPFS network and stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, it's launch censorship-resistant decentralized websites with ENS. Upload your website to IPFS and access it with your ENS name. So Vitalik.eth. Vitalik, if you don't know, Vitalik Buterin is the originator of Ethereum. So use traditional domains. The native name suffix for ENS is .eth, which has the full security benefits of being blockchain native. You can also use ENS with DNS names you already own. So .ens supports most DNS names, including .com, .org, .io, .app, .xyz, and .art. There's a lot of them out there. But yeah, and the cool thing too is you don't have to just accept Ethereum with .ens names. You can have it tied to a bunch of different types of cryptocurrencies, and you can have it tied to something like Trust Wallet and receive other types of blockchains and stuff like that. So yeah, here's some of the wallets that are compatible with the ENS names. And that's a buttload right there. So yeah, and there's some more of these apps that are compatible with ENS names. Aave, Uniswap I use on a regular basis. OpenSeas for NFTs, although I don't really buy a bunch of NFTs. There's Bankless DAO right there. So which is I'm a card carrying member of Bankless DAO. So yeah, there's a ever increasing ecosystem going on here of entities using ENS domains and stuff like that. So wow, man, this list kind of goes on here. Okay, well, right on, man. So we got Brave, Opera, Opera, man. Opera's still around, huh? I remember back in 2005 when I was making websites and stuff, I was super stoked on Opera. Anyway, I don't see Chrome or Firefox or or Edge, so it's all right though. They or Safari, they can just go ahead and stay with their Web 2.0 stuff. So that being said, Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. Web 2.0 is now becoming the legacy internet. Web 2.0 kind of typifies the whole idea of Well, first let's start with Web 1.0, which is your static website. For instance, eurekastreet.com, right? And it would just show pictures of Eureka Street and some information of what it's about. It's a cool little street in South Austin, and a bunch of cool people lived on the street, and we all got together and created a website to show off how amazing we are by sitting on our front porches and drinking beer every day. And then we show pictures of everybody that lives on Eureka Street, and it's just informational only. But if Eureka Street became a social media Web 2.0 website, then everybody that lived on Eureka Street would create their own profiles, upload their own pictures, write out their own descriptions, and it becomes interactive between the residents of the street and the website that represent that street. So there wouldn't just be one person on the street managing that website saying, speaking for everybody else. Everybody on that street would create an account, which would be stored in a centralized database, and they would all create their own profiles. And so it becomes dynamic and interactive, where you can create your own website, your own web page within a website. And then we have Web 3.0, which integrates wallets and blockchain. And then now we're integrating this sort of kind of mishmash type of ID system that's decentralized. So say, for instance, Eureka Street is a website, and it's a social media website. And, all the people on the street, up and down the street, created their little web pages and descriptions and uploaded their photos, and they all connected to each other because they all know each other. So they were all added each other to their friends list. We'll say one person moved from Eureka Street to Sahara Street. All right, because Sahara Street's a street over from Eureka Street. And it's real life too. You can look it up on a map in South Austin. Actually, it's Eureka Drive. But so that one person, if they moved from Eureka Street and then they ended up going to join the website saharastreet.com, they would lose all their connections on Eureka Street, because they, couldn't, because Eureka Street, the Eureka Street database owned all those names and all those profile pics and all that description and stuff like that. And all your social connections on Eureka Street are on the eurekastreet.com page. So whenever you went to Sahara.com, then you would no longer be connected with all your friends on Eureka Street, and you would have to make new friends on Sahara Street. Or maybe some people on Eureka Street that maybe knew some people on Sahara Street could go over to saharastreet.com and add you as a friend on there once they knew you were over there. But you would have to make the proactive effort to go out there and announce it, just in the same way that people do with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all these other social media websites. You constantly are having, and it happened the whole MySpace migration. You remember that? You didn't really want to delete your MySpace. You're like, oh man, I got all these people here that I know, and I don't want to have to go to Facebook. But you ended up going to Facebook because everybody went to Facebook and everybody ditched MySpace. But then you had to reconnect with all these friends. And sometimes it was like a great filtration process in a way. It kind of worked out all right. Because, some people that you didn't really, like take for instance, like that person you may have met at the airport one time at an airport bar, and you had this amazing, like, 2-hour layover over conversation, and y'all were drunk and became friends and stuff like that, and then later on, you're kind of awkwardly following this person's life that you met, who may be from like San Diego or something, that you've never have any plans to go back, and that was in a layover. Like, you were flying from like Seattle, right? And that person lives in San Diego, and you don't know anything about about them and their life, except for what you learned at that 2-hour bar conversation. But you have them in your social network. You don't really want to delete them, because it's awkward. But at the same time, he's kind of like morbidly, curiously following their life too. But anyway, if you moved from MySpace to Facebook, then you would have it'd be kind of weird being like, hey man, to friend request them again, like, you friend requested them that one time at the bar, in the airport. And then, 5 years later down the road, you're somehow still following them. They probably forgot about who you are and the fact that you're even following them. And then you're morbidly curious still. They just had that baby and everything like that, and you're just like, oh man, it's cute. And so you want to keep following them on Facebook, but you've been following them on MySpace. And So you don't really want to friend request them because you don't know them anymore. So I don't know that I don't know how I got on that tangent, but anyway, it talks about carrying your network of friends over because, for instance, back to Eureka Street, the person who ran the Eureka Street website in a Web 2.0 domain would own all your information, and they could use that information to market out, and then that person, that one person on Eureka Street that owns everybody's information on Eureka Street could get rich from using all your all the people on the street's information, and then somehow their house on Eureka Street gets to be huge when everybody else's house, some huge modern McMansion, 3-story, contemporary, amazing, green, eco type of house, when everybody else still lives in these 1962 built ranch houses. So and they did that off of your information. So in Web3 and decentralized wallets and stuff like that, and decentralized IDs, what that would do is you would be able to own all your own information and be able to sell and use your information as you see fit. And that person running the Eureka Street website would not own that information. Whenever you go into that website, all you have to do is just plug in that website and connect to it to be able to access all the information and data and stuff like that in there. And then whenever you're done, you could unplug, but you'll still carry all your network and your friends and everything with you wherever you go. So yeah, all you're using is just the basic functions of the website. Anyway, so I was kind of curious, and I've been seeing a lot of things on this. I'm sorry if I explained that bad. I'm just trying to explain this outside of myself. So, and I went on tangents too, which I tend to do. It's just how I roll. But let's go over here to this tweet I found, and I've been seeing more and more tweets because what this ENS airdrop has done, and suddenly people have between $5,000 to $10,000 just sitting in there in their wallet, or $5,000 to $10,000 worth of these ENS tokens, and I haven't cashed mine out. And you can use those ENS tokens to delegate to somebody else to vote on the governance protocol, or you can use those tokens to vote on ENS protocol stuff yourself as well. So anyway, I've been seeing more and more awareness about, hey, what is this ENS? Mostly the people that got this ENS airdrop are in the know anyway, because if you have a .eth handle on your Instagram, you pretty much so this is okay. A lot of people say that airdrops are meant to kind of bootstrap projects, and by bootstrap I mean just kind of like provide the user base, provide the capital, and all that type of stuff in order to fill up a project, in order to get it up and running and functional and stuff like that. And that's what airdrops do for a lot of projects, and that's why they have them. It's kind of almost, in a way, it's marketing to get people involved, to get people to say, hey, what's this airdrop all about, to look further and stuff like that. And it works in a lot of cases. And it's also a way to reward the community. But yeah, airdrops do tend to bring in a lot of people. However, in this case, people that would have a .eth address are already pretty much, they're the choir, they're the subscribers, they're they're the tried and true in a way. So this is a way of that rewarding that audience, and it allows them governance. So this thread here I thought was fascinating about the decentralized domains and the wallets and the whole idea of carrying your followers with you, and how the centralized Web 2.0 social media platforms will no longer own your information if you choose to not let them. So Kyle Reedhead.eth, I guess he got the airdrop because he's a .eth person. Hold on, let me take a bite of my apple. All right, so Kyle Reedhead.eth. Your followers / subs will be interoperable across platforms in Web 3.0. That's another thing too. There's a lot of people on Substack, which is a Web 2.0 platform, which is a blogging type of platform where people can monetize their blogs and newsletters. What if they want to go to another one? And they have all these subscribers on Substack, and that's how they make their living. They will no longer be subject to these websites that basically own their bread and butter, that own their livelihood. So how annoying is it that your Twitter followers aren't automatically following you on Instagram or YouTube? Although I wouldn't really want my LinkedIn followers following me on like other social media platforms, but I guess I'll. So what if I want to spend time sharing pics/vids to my audience rather than text? All right, okay. Um, so yeah, the future, and he points down to a thread. Web 3.0 technologies make interoperability of the things you own possible. So ENS domains allow me to bring my tokens, NFTs, name, etc. with me from one platform to another. I feel like sign in with Ethereum is so underrated in my opinion. It's a game changer. But what about followers, subs? Now, what are they talking about sign in with Ethereum? Let me show you. I tested this out yesterday, and it looks pretty cool. And I was like, oh, okay, I always want to just test out new things that I find. Let me see here. Here it is. Sign in with Ethereum. So let me show you this real quick. All right, so it's basically just you being able to sign in to Web 2.0 platforms that have this integrated on it, and you sign in to Ethereum. So let's go here and let's check it out, and we'll try it out, shall we? Let me make sure my MetaMask is all turned on. I might have to put in my password here real quick. Come and knock on my door. All right, so I'm on the Avalanche network. Let me move over here to the old Ethereum network. Now, just a little forward, I guess. Ethereum is expensive right now, and it's kind of slow too. Layer 1. So all this will need to be interoperable or interactive with layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum and stuff like that. Spam page. It's not spam page. All right, hold on. Oh my God, AT&T Smart Home. You're not very smart, AT&T. Beware. Okay, I'm gonna add this to my list. See, AT&T and our web service providers, they're not up to date on Web 3.0 technologies. So I get this a lot whenever I'm being asked now and to go to Web 3.0 websites. Oh my God. Hold on. All right. So I'm being asked to log in and add websites as exceptions and stuff like that because the legacy Web 2.0 services, they don't know what to do with all this Web 3.0 technology. So it's in this weird kind of like in between phase. So yeah, here we go. It's saying, yeah, I'm online secure. Sure, that website's great. All right, so making sure that I'm taken care of, in case I don't know what I'm doing and stuff like that. All right. Okay, so look at all these websites that have triggered their security device. Okay, your internet looks good. Scan for better website. So, all right, so let me go back and try to get in this again and see what they have to say. All right, so open link in new tab. All right, AT&T, you gonna try to stop me? This is not safe. We do this for your protection. This is only for your protection because we want to look out for you. Yeah, so that's how it always is, right? It's for our own safety. All right, so okay, here we go. Login.xyz. So, in order to integrate with Web 2.0 solution, oh my gosh, take me back to safety. No, I don't want to go back to safety. All right, I want to go to login.xyz. All right. Settings. Okay, app preferences. I'm going to turn this off. Actually, no, I do not want your security. See? All right. This is the battle between Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. See, but it's like this whole, all right. These are allowed sites, so I need to add a site here. So, I see presale.skateverse.xyz was added. So, oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna have to sit here and thumb through all this and figure it out later. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out how to add that later. What a pain in the butt, right? This is Web 2.0. This is how efficient Web 2.0 is, right? Um, anyway, so yeah, there's that login.xyz, and where were we? Now I got all sidetracked. Okay, a demo implementation of the sign-in with Ethereum SIWE standard that anyone can try out as live on login.xyz. Be sure to have your primary ENS name record, app.ens.domains, my account, and avatar set for the best experience. Well, the AT&T just completely thrashed my experience right here. But Brantley.eth, he's pretty solid, man. And he was interviewed on Crypto Sapiens recently on, I believe it's I can't remember which episode, but it's coming up here to be published. So SIWE is already used throughout Web3. The effort here, co-sponsored by ENS and Ethereum Foundation, is to make a public EIP standard based on best practices. We've had tons of great input in community calls and private convos. That process is almost complete. Here's the Ethereum Improvement Proposal repository, and it shows that EIP 4361 is in there. The number of projects signaling support has grown a lot. More to be added soon. If you want to be added, please DM me and I can get you connected or join the Discord linked on login.xyz. We're especially looking for a few significant Web 2 services who can provide sanity check confirmation. This will work for them and easily fit into their existing authentication frameworks as an option, alongside sign in with email, Google, Facebook, etc., as well to be the first to implement it. So any type of Web 2.0 platform right now, say for instance like eBay, instead of signing in with your username and password and your email and stuff like that, and all your private data that goes along with it, and storing your credit card information, you should now be able to sign in with Ethereum, and then that can be an option. So there can be kind of like a hybrid version of Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. So you might be able to sign in to eBay with Ethereum, and then you might be able to pay with Ethereum or any other type of ERC20 token or Bitcoin or whatever on eBay, without having to go through any type of eBay service, without having to give up your information or whatever. I mean, this is I'm not saying that eBay is partnered with them. This is just an example. But yeah. So it's a pretty cool idea, and I did test this out on my laptop at work yesterday. Login.xyz. It worked swimmingly with my EurekaJohn.eth account, and who knows? You might get a further airdrop later on by going in and trying this out and helping them test this stuff. I'm still just mind blown that AT&T is sitting here stopping me from using this website. Yeah, what a pain in the nalgas, oh yeah, I don't want to put my private information right there. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to Kyle Reed's status, and let's see here. Let's get this tweet to pull up. All right, come on. I'm also rendering video on this computer at the same time, so if things are a little sluggish, then you know what's up. Okay. Yeah. Your followers' subs will be interoperable across platforms in Web 3.0. Web 3.0 technologies make interoperability to things you own possible. ENS domains allow me to bring my tokens, NFTs, name, etc. with me from one platform to another. I feel like sign in with Ethereum, which we just saw is so underrated in my opinion. It's a game changer. But what about followers and subs? ENS makes it frictionless to move from one dApp to another and bring your belongings with you. In Web 2.0, we don't own our followers' subs. We borrow them from the big platforms. We can lose them at any time. In fact, I was banned from Facebook and lost 2 Facebook groups with 100,000 plus people. And a lot of people, that is their living. Same thing with people that make a living off of YouTube. Obviously not me. But in the future, maybe your audience will instead follow your ENS domains, like eurekajohn.eth, instead of following my Twitter profile. Whenever they plug into a new Web3 social platform, as long as you're on it and you allow it, they're already following you. So you will be your own social media platform. You won't need the moniker of Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or anything on top of that. You can just follow eurekajohn.eth or your mybestfriend.eth and stuff like that. Now you can move from any creative platform and share text, video, imagery, NFTs, or whatever platform you're vibing with at the time, and your audience can move and flow with you. Maybe it won't be through your ENS. Maybe it will be through social tokens or NFTs. I don't know. But protocols like the Unlock protocol are already building interoperable access for those who hold certain NFTs, almost like a membership, but it works across various platforms. Hold X in your wallet, see X content on X platform. Tokens can work like this too, and this is how Bankless works as well. So I'm in the Bankless DAO, and I collect my POAP NFTs. I have to hold at least 35,000 bank in order to access features within the Discord community and have certain privileges. And a lot of times having certain POAPs will allow me certain access to things. So as a bank holder, Kyle says, I can access the Bankless DAO Discord automatically. I was able to access an NFT pre-mint for the DAO Punks NFT, among other things, just by holding these tokens. This is early stage interoperability based on the things I own in my wallet. And I was also able to access the Rainbow Rolls pre-mint by virtue of having 10,000 bank tokens. So, it allows you certain things if you hold certain things in your wallet. So it's starting, this whole social graph, decentralized ID type of stuff. The friction is that this removes the to surf the internet, and the opportunity it brings to be creator, influencer, or start a business is incredible. Let's see where all this goes, but imagine it'll be a lot cooler than what Web 2.0 offers us. So it's a really good, easy to follow, explanatory thread by Kyle Reedhead.eth. So thanks for that, Kyle Reedhead. I found his thread through other threads that I've been finding, and I'll be going through these other threads in the next few days as well. I believe all this is really important stuff. Chris Dixon is another one to follow. I just followed him. Letting users own their social graph and switch services while taking your network with you is one of the core public services Web 3.0 can deliver. This is how email works, and there's no reason all social services can't work this way. And he's citing a thread. I mean, here he goes down his thread. I mean, everybody's making threads about this. I believe we have all the necessary infrastructure. The key is judicious division of what goes on-chain versus off-chain to guarantee user ownership of critical data while minimizing gas fees and maximizing scalability. Web 1 maintains strong decentralization of web, HTTP, and email SMTP, all via DNS. If a hosting provider behaved badly, you could just switch your domain to point to a new IP and didn't lose any of your data and position in the network. That was in Web 1. You could just point to a new IP. That was it. Because you still had control, and the whole TCP/IP structure was meant to be decentralized. However, the big dogs came in there, and they took control of all your information with Web 2.0. So the best way to keep social services in check and behaving well is to give users the power to switch services without losing any data or their position in the network. This will also increase competition and innovation. There's been a strong competition in email for decades among clients, hosting providers, security services, etc. Imagine if we had rich ecosystems like this around other social services. And then Jesse Pollock responds saying, any thoughts on the best place to start building this social graph right now? I'm finding that I have an increasing number of friends with ENS. So he says, ENS seems like a natural starting point. Just start following your fellow ENS friends. There's a whole bunch more stuff on here. I'm out of time, and I will continue this conversation with myself tomorrow. And because there's so much more to cover about social graphs and ENS and all this stuff. I'm I'm really into this topic because it's a fine line. It's running a little dance between whether or not these entities will control your data, whether or not we're going to be on a social credit system and some kind of dystopian form of an ID, or whether or not we will actually own all our data and get to pick and choose and stuff like that, and not be stonewalled from certain applications and stuff like that based on some criteria that we might not have any control over, such as our race, sex, gender, and medical status, and then other things such as probationary status, potential like misdemeanors, like for instance, if you got busted for pot, I don't know, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of different things that can affect what you have access to, and we already kind of see this happening with credit cards and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see which way all this stuff goes. All right, that being said, I will talk to you all tomorrow. All right, bye.